Once upon a time, a little kid called Peter Milgaard was born. But Peter wasn't no ordinary child. He didn't play with Pokemons or Batman figures. He only had one friend in the recess: the football. One day, Peter chose to travel to England to seek out a career as a professional football player. After many unsuccessful loan spells, he signed for the npower League One team, Doncaster Rovers. Peter was very happy with the wage, €1,000 per week, enough for a decent apartment, food and a shitty-ass car. The newly appointed manager of the team, Brian Flynn, almost instantly saw Peter's shining potential, and on the first press conference he told the media that this was a lump of coal that could very well turn into a diamond. A player that could very well develop into a Premier League player if he kept showing the same motivation and dedication that he had shown until now on the training field. Many clubs had deselected Peter because of an ankle injury that would keep him out of the pre-season matches, but Brian Flynn was a gambler and chose to take the risk by signing a young and already injured player. Peter was an offensive midfielder, more precisely a playmaker. His idols were Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry from Arsenal, and because of his fascination for Henry, he chose number 14 for Doncaster. But because Brian Flynn was a very traditional British manager, he preferred the 4-4-2 formation, a formation Peter didn't fit too well into. Peter was a young and skinny boy, so playing in a centre midfield position would be a very challenging test for his physique. But Peter was full of courage and optimism, and didn't hesitate a second when Brian Flynn asked him to play that position in his debut game against Notts County. By showing his worth in centre midfield position, he hoped that he could convince Brian Flynn to build a team around him with a more suiting position for a player with his abilities. Because of the injury, Peter couldn't train with his new teammates during the pre-season, but he trained hard in the gym instead to improve his strengths, which Brian Flynn had told him to focus on. The days went on, and the time of Peter Milgaard's first professional match came nearer and nearer. It was close now. Peter began to seem nervous about it, but Brian Flynn calmed him down and told him that if he just focused on his own play, he could be able to produce the so-called magic that many of his hard-working teammates lacked a bit of. This was one of the main reasons that Brian Flynn chose to sign Peter Milgaard, to bring the new Harry Potter to Keep Moat Stadium.